Всем привет, и сегодня покажу вам сборку на AMD Райзен для средних-высоких настроек за 40 тысяч. Надеюсь, вы оцените это видео лайком и подпишитесь на мой канал. Процессор я выбрал AMD Ryzen 3200. На борту этого камня имеется 4 ядра и 4 потока, 8 МБ кэш, частота 3,2 ГГц, в турбобуте 3,6 ГГц. Присутствует разблокированный множитель. Материнскую плату за сборку я поставил Asus Prime B350+. Она находится в топе 100 продуктов на Computer Universe. По моему мнению, это лучшая материнка на чипсете B350 по цена-качество. Имеется 6 SATA портов, 4 слота DDR4 и 1 слот M2. Так как бюджет достаточно мал, я взял в эту сборку GeForce GTX 1050 Ti от Asus. 4 гигабайта видеопамяти будет хватать для комфортной игры в современные игры. Как и в сборке за 60 тысяч, ссылка будет в описании. Я возьму оперативку Patriot Viper 4 на 8 гигабайт и с частотой 3000 МГц. В этой сборке я решил поставить блок питания от компании Thermaltake. Модель Thermaltake TR2S на 500 Вт. Сертификат 80+ бронз. Для бюджетных порок сойдет. Жесткий диск я взял от компании Seagate на 1 терабайт. Конкретно модель Seagate Barracuda. В нем присутствует 7200 оборотов в минуту и 64 мегабайта кэш. Корпус в эту сборку я поставил Zalman T4. Просто дешевый корпус, ничего нового сказать о нем не могу.
Battlegrounds 1080p, as you can see. I'm using the latest update. Now we have an FOV slider. And as you can see, I'm using screen scale on 100. Some stuff on very low, shadows on medium, so the game doesn't look like from 2005. Textures on high, effects on very low, foliage on low, ambidistance on medium. That's pretty much the configuration I chose. They will be in a town, trying to survive pretty much, getting some weapons, and I'll just kill a couple people there before being killed myself. So you can pretty much see what happens when you are shooting someone or being shot, because a lot of people told me that when you were getting shot or shooting someone, the game can drop the frame rate quite drastically, so it will be good just to see what happens. So far I could get over 50 frames per second in this town area. Outside of this one, sometimes I get higher frame rates. So yeah, it runs pretty good. And try to stay between 45 and 60 frames per second if possible. So that's pretty much the objective here, and I will tell you how each game performed overall. So first we got Battlefield 1. As you could see in the options menu, we had a mix between medium and ultra pretty much. And as you can see right now, I'm on a 64 player match and the game isn't running that good. As you can see at the bottom left corner of the video, there's the frame time graph. The yellow lines represent the CPU and the green lines the GPU. And as you can see, there are many spikes in the CPU, are the reasons of the stutter. As you can see, the CPU is at 100% and the GPU 3. As you can see now, I'm using 1080p. When I mix between medium and high, the stuff there with textures and ultra. And on the post-processing options, I turn off motion blur, anti-aliasing, and also ambient occlusion. I pretty much enabled bloom because it looks good on this game. And I'm going to be just going into Novigrad, which is a big city in the game. As you can see, as I'm getting closer and closer to Novigrad, the CPU usage will start to rise. It's around 60 to 70%, but as I get closer and closer, it starts going up and it goes to 99%. So yeah, this is one of the most CPU intensive moments of this game. That's why I'm testing this area in particular. With the settings used, I'm pretty much over 50 frames per second. When I get more into the center of the city, you'll see drops to 40-45 frames per second because there are many NPCs on screen. There's fire. I'll be doing 1080p as you can see on screen. all the sliders maxed out, textures, shaders on very high, then shadows on high, reflections on high, particles on very high, and well, grass on high. The other options you can see them there. You can lower a couple of them to high and get a little higher performance, but that wasn't the objective of this part. I was going to compare it with the G4560 video, then I changed my mind and made this standalone video. So by just lowering a couple settings from very high to high, you should be able to get 60 frames per second when stuff explodes more often. So keep that in mind. You can still tweak it a little bit. Now I'm flying a chopper. It's a big intersection of two streets. I'm just going to exit the chopper and start exploding. Watch, I'll be doing once again 1080p. I know I say it each time a game starts. I'm using the highest settings. I only lower dynamic reflections from high to low, which is a big performance impact, and the visual difference is very small, so I recommend you do that. And that was enough to stay over 60 frames per second pretty much all the time, even when explosions show up or there are many enemies attacking at once. So yeah, Overwatch runs just fine.
Enemy turret sighted.
Where does it go? Right beside you. Get them off me.
Enemy turret sighted.
Let me get you patched up.